So this is the amazing staircase, and this is kind of where the story of Sophia Moore starts. And she was basically a paid servant that worked in this home for the original owner. And he talks about her a great deal, and I'll get into her story a little later. But this staircase is the staircase that she would have taken every day. And I'm not sure what room she stayed in, but we do know that she did use this staircase, and I love it. We haven't painted or done anything to the staircase yet. As you can see, it's still pretty rough. And the reason why is because it's such a special area and such a special space that I really want to take my time and figure out exactly how to honor her and how to design it the best way to go about that. So I haven't really done anything about the staircase yet, but here it is. I think it's beautiful the way it is, but we're probably going to change it up a little bit. Okay, so we are in the main foyer, and this is where the guests would come in when they first entered the home, and it has pretty much stayed the same. This is exactly how it would have been about 200 years ago. And one of the features that I absolutely love is the beautiful high ceilings. Love that. It was one of the reasons why I think France and I fell in love with this house. And as you can see, if you come over here, this is an original door. And this is an original door here. Right now, I have it decorated for Black History Month, and I have to say it was a little challenging because there aren't any Black History Month decorations on the market right now, so I did my best, but I have it decorated for Black History Month. But I wanted to show you guys a really cool feature about the house, so come on, let me show you. So this right here, this is a really cool feature right here. This is the original threshold of the house, and as you can see, it is very worn down, very old, and it's dented in. And the reason it's like that is because it's been here from the very beginning, and so many people have stepped over it and walked through these doors, and I just love that. I love that about the house. I love the history. I love knowing that so many people have walked here and have walked over the threshold and walked in the house. So it was something that I was very adamant about keeping. So I decided to keep it like that. And yeah, it's one of my favorite features of the house. So I think that's about it. Okay, so let me talk to you about the design choices that we made in here and the paint color. So I just love this particular color. It's called Open Air, and I chose this color because I wanted everything to be open and airy and bright and beautiful, because when we first bought this house, it was abandoned and it hadn't been lived in for years, and the windows were boarded up, and it just had a very, it didn't have a good feeling, and I wanted to open everything up and make it nice and bright and create a really happy atmosphere. And I wanted to adorn the walls with like trim and make it just like super happy. And I love collecting artwork, and this is one of my favorite pieces, and I love it so much. And I have another piece over here. Let me show you. It's another one of my favorite pieces right here. So if you come over here, you can see, and it kind of matches the paint color. So I love that, and it just feels like a happy bakery. And that's what I like. We're going for happy. Okay, so I chose the color yellow because I love yellow. I think it is such a beautiful, happy, bright color. So come on, let me show you the color yellow. I love this room. I love all the molding and the trim work. And one of the really cool features about the house is that This whole part actually used to be outside, and one of the original colors of the house was yellow. And so I thought, oh my goodness, let me pay respects to the house and just continue that yellow in here. So let me show you, I'll show you what I'm talking about. So we're still like decorating and putting things up. So I haven't, this is a picture of my husband and I. He's holding the camera, say hi.
Hello.
So if you look in here, right over here, you can see that it used to be yellow. And that used to be the siding on the outside of the house. And if you look in here, they painted, that actually used to be yellow too. And so I thought, well, you know what? Let's just keep it yellow. We'll just modernize it a little bit, make it a little bit brighter, make it a little bit more beautiful, more up to date. So that's why I chose this color, and I love it in here. It's one of my favorite rooms. Okay, so this is the kitchen, and I really wanted to open it up and make it nice and bright and airy. Again, that's kind of like the theme in the house. And when we first bought the house, the kitchen was very closed and very compartmentalized, and it was very dark and dreary, and it's just, it was a mess. Like, you guys have seen the before and after pictures. It was really bad. So if you come over here, I'll just explain to you and by the way, they're doing construction downstairs, and so you're gonna hear like a lot of noise and banging and hammers going and drills and all that, so excuse the noise. But this is the backsplash that we chose. Again, it's just very neutral, very light and airy, and we are potting plants right now. My husband and I, we're trying to pot plants right now because we're kind of experimenting. I think this is lavender, right? Isn't this lavender?
Lavender, but it's not gonna grow.
It might grow, you never know. But one of the really cool things about the house is that the original owner loved his gardens, and when he retired, he actually did a lot of gardening, and he became like a self-proclaimed farmer. And so we're trying to like walk through his footsteps. I mean, he was such an awesome, innovative person. So I love the idea of, you know, starting to try to pot our own plants or plant our own plants. But anyway, the backsplash is, again, light and airy, and I really loved it because it was just such a calming, neutral color. Oh, and the sink, this is one of my favorite features. This sink, oh, I love it. It's a farmhouse oven sink, but it's kind of...
I think it's fire clay.
Fire clay, yeah, sorry, fire clay, but it's kind of fancy with all the design detail in it, and I really love that. And again, we have like a lot of the fancy trim, and I have like a little door down here for the kids. I put pictures inside of those, and I change them every now and then. And when the kids open them, they get a kick out of it because it's different when they open it. So they like that. And then this is a really cool feature. This is actually, it's not finished. We're still working on it, but this was actually a fireplace, and it was actually boarded up, and we found it behind a wall and there was a refrigerator right in front of it. So this was actually like where the old refrigerator stood, and we would have never found the fireplace had we not, you know, knocked down the wall. And what my husband and I did was we actually had it turned into a brick pizza oven. So we haven't used it yet, but because they're not quite finished. But yeah, it's a really cool feature in the house, and I love it. It's got these really big steel doors. I can't wait to use it. So yeah, so that's that about the kitchen.